Shalom, this is the brother Tazaba from GMS South Holland, coming back to you through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemir Shai. Before I start off, I want to give all praises, glory, and the highest honor to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem Kakadash. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to the elect out there that's spreading this word of sincerity and the truth all over the four corners of the earth. Gone. So in this lesson, I'm going to go into the first couple of verses of 1 Peter chapter 4, okay, concerning putting off the old man and realizing what you have been called in and how you should stand in it and how you should arm yourself. Okay, so without further ado, this is 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 1. For as much then as Yahweh Shai had suffered for us in the flesh, arm yourselves likewise with the same mind. For he that had suffered in the flesh had ceased from sin. Okay, so you see that it says the word arm yourselves likewise. Okay, that means you got to come into that mentality, man. You got to have that mental state of mind that you are prepared to suffer the same things as the Lord Yahweh Shai suffered. Okay, if you do that, you're not always going to be in this woe is me spirit. Woe is me, see what's going on with me, see what's happening with me. Okay, a lot of individuals in this truth, when they catch hell, they want everyone to see their hell and to be like, oh, you're going to such things, such and such things. I feel so bad for you, feel so sorry for you. But at the meantime, you know, you have brothers that go through worse things, but they just stay strong, they stay stable. Okay, also towards those brothers, it's important that they talk about the things that they're going through, you know, to mentally prepare others also, and to just get rid of that energy that they have upon their shoulder, that burden that they have upon their shoulder. Because according to the scriptures in Galatians 6, verse 2, we ought to bear each other's burdens. So that means you gotta be open to listen and to understand and to, you know, if needed, give counseling to that brother that is going through things. But like I said, man, there are certain individuals that cry out like they have the worst life and they have the worst things happening unto them. Meanwhile, there's other brothers that go through worse and deal with it. You understand? So you gotta arm yourself in a way that you are prepared, you are willing, and you know that whatever is coming to you, it's all given from Yahweh Shemir Shai, and it's all rightful sufferings we have to go through. Okay? So this is 1 Peter 4:1 again. For as much then as Yahweh Shai had suffered for us in the flesh, arm yourselves likewise with the same mind. For he that had suffered in the flesh had ceased from sin. So when you go into that word, arm, okay, it says in the Greek, hablizo, which means to arm, furnish with arms, to provide, to furnish oneself with a thing as with arms, which goes into a weapon, you know. Take on the same mind, metaphorically speaking. So when it says arm yourselves, likewise, you gotta weaponize yourself with a certain mentality, man, with a certain protection. Okay. Now we know that having this truth is a shield, is a buckler. Okay, which is armory too. It's arming yourselves too. Okay, gearing yourselves with weapons, with tools. Okay. So the ultimate tool you should arm yourself with, or one of the ultimate tools you should arm yourselves with, is the having the mentality that sufferings is coming your way, regardless. Okay, now that's also being talked about in Thessalonians. Okay, 1 Thessalonians, like yeah. In 1 Thessalonians it says 3:3. Okay, let me start at 2. And send Timotheus, our brother and minister of the Most High and our fellow laborer in the gospel, of Yahushai, to establish you and to comfort you concerning your faith, that no man should be moved by these afflictions, for yourselves know that we are appointed thereunto. Okay, so Timothy was being sent to these men to already comfort them beforehand, to tell them like, hey, you know, things finna happen to you. When you come into this truth, you're gonna go through things. Okay, you're gonna experience things. So make sure you keep your head straight, man. You keep yourself focused. It's necessary to have a focused and alert mind in this truth. Okay, you can't be all over the place, man. What is the focus you're feeding? Are you feeding carnal things, or are you feeding the spirit? Okay, are you feeding the flesh, or are you feeding the spirit? Okay, the one that you are feeding, that's what you are being drawn towards, man. And eventually you've been drawn towards the flesh so much then that you just let go of this truth. You understand? Now it's also the duty of brothers that have been in this truth longer to guide those that are weak, to guide those that are susceptible for carnal things, for worldly things, that have their mind set upon worldly things, man. Okay, guide those brothers, man. Protect those brothers, comfort those brothers, just like how Timothy was being sent unto them. Because it's not only important that we warn each other for the afflictions to come, but also for the temptations. Because there's a lot of temptations that Satan be laying in front of you, man. A lot of things like opportunities and, you know, a nice woman, which is gonna bring hell upon you, man. Or you're gonna lose the truth because of it. All these temptations Satan can lay in front of you. Now it's very important for you to deal with it correctly. Now, important for brothers also to be invested in one another, to prevent that thing from happening, that a brother falls out of the truth, a brother slips, brother messes himself up more. Okay? Now going back to 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 1. Let me read this part in the NLT also. It says, the NLT, so then, since Yahushua suffered physical pain, you must arm yourselves with the same attitude he had and be ready to suffer too. So speaking about physical pain, Yahushua went through physical pain. Yahushua went through mental stress, physical pain. It's not only physical, okay, but he suffered, man. He suffered the persecution of his own people. The city wherein he grew up did not accept him. Okay? The elders of Israel threw stones at him, tried to set him up by paying off false witnesses. He saw all these things happen in front of his face. Okay? He was aware of all of those things, man. Okay, sometimes, you know, people talk behind your back, or people wish evil upon you, and you do not necessarily know about it. Okay, so if you don't know, it don't hurt you, right? But with Yahushua, he knew about it. Yahushua knew about it, man. Yahushua knew what people was plotting against him. That's why it often says, and he knew their thoughts. He knew their mind. Yahushua knew exactly what they was plotting, what they was going through. So he suffered mentally too. Mentally, spiritually, okay? Having that doubt, because at one point Yahushua thought the Lord had forsaken him. That's that spirit of doubt, man. So, you know, those things can come upon us too, and will come upon us if we continue in the faith. Okay, you're gonna have to accept the fact that those sufferings is gonna come upon us too. Okay, when you're new in the faith, it starts off with a couple of small demons plaguing you, terrorizing you. But then it gets worse and worse, man. The longer you're in this truth, it gets worse and worse. Okay? So you got to be ready. You got to be prepared. You got to be armed with the mentality of being willing to take this punch. Being aware that you have to take a punch. It's like this, right? If you arm yourself to, let's say, take a punch, take a body shot. You're gonna take it better than if you're not ready to take a body shot. You understand? A man that is ready to take a punch to the body, to the liver or whatever, you can strap yourself. You can, prepare yourself. Be ready. Be ready to take the blow. But the man that's not ready, you probably is gonna be fucked up on the ground, man. You're just gonna be fucked up on the ground. So that's how you gotta prepare yourself, man. Arm yourself. Arm yourself likewise, right? So going on in 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 2. 1 Peter 4 and 2. That he no longer should live the rest of his time in the flesh to the lusts of men, but to the will of the Most High. So arming yourselves with the mentality that you will suffer and are able and willing to suffer for this truth, for Yahweh Shem Yahshai, until the Lord comes. If you arm yourselves with that mentality, guess what? You're gonna let go of carnal things, man. You're always gonna prioritize this truth. This truth is gonna be on your mind, okay? To walk in the will, to walk in the duty that is laid upon us, okay? You will always do that, man. You will always stay in that mentality, that spirit. But if you don't arm yourselves with that mentality, you're gonna look for other things to please the flesh, okay? That he no longer should live the rest of his time in the flesh to the lusts of men, but to the will of the Most High. Okay? You got to be armed with that mentality, man. For the time past of our life may suffice us to have wrought the will of the Gentiles. So we already used to walk in the will of the Gentiles. We already used to walk according to the ways of the heathens. Okay? Now this is also showing you we wrought the will of the Gentiles. We was doing according to them. That's why in the New Testament it refers to Israelite foreigners being Gentiles, because they wrought the will of the Gentiles. They are doing the will of the Gentiles. See what it says in the NLT. You have had enough in the time past of evil things that godless people enjoy. So instead of Gentiles, here it says godless people, which that is true. They are without the Most High, because the Most High is not for them. Okay? But really, when we go into the word Gentiles, it says this. Gentiles, going back to the word ethnos. Okay? The word ethnos, it says a multitude associated with living together, a company, troop, swarm, human family, tribe, nation, people, group. Okay, in the Old Testament, foreign nations not worshiping the true power, pagans, Gentiles. Okay, so the other nations, man, we did according to the other nations. We did according to their behavior in time past. Okay, now it's enough. Coming into this truth, you gotta let go of the old man. You gotta let go of that old behavior, man. It's unprofitable in the sight of the Most High. Okay? How can it be that you're in the truth and you're still doing all these dumb shit, doing all this dumb shit, man? Not being willing to suffer. Okay, you do dumb shit, you do carnal stuff. Now you catch a lot of hell. Because guess what? Whom the Most High loveth, he chasteneth. So if you're walking in a mischievous way, or if you're walking in the ways of wickedness, the Most High is going to punish you for that, man. The Most High is going to come upon you, man. You're going to catch hell. But guess what? That hell that you're going to catch is not even the afflictions that come with this truth. It's just correction, man. Don't be confusing that correction with afflictions. The Most High is the afflictions that are laid upon us are for this truth, being persecuted, being hated of all men, okay? Being put into prison, okay? Suffering for the truth's sake, okay? But when you get corrected, when you get chastised, that's something else, okay? That's Yahweh Shem Yahushai correcting you and keeping you on the straight path, okay? So it says, for the time past of our life may suffice us, that we have wrought the will of the Gentiles when we walked in lasciviousness, lust, excess of wine, revelings, banquetings, and abominable idolatries, wherein they think it strange that ye run not with them to the same excess of riot, speaking evil of you. And that's a good thing. It's a good thing if they speak evil of you. It's a good thing if they look at you like, oh, this dude's strange, man. Why don't he, buy Christmas presents just like how we do? Why don't he feel the joy and happiness on New Year's Eve like how we do? Why doesn't he celebrate Thanksgiving with the family no more? All of this nonsense goes into idolatry, man. Okay? You not having that mind towards that fuckery because you embrace the truth is what these people gonna hate. Okay? It's what these people gonna hate. Now, if you are invited by your family to eat some food, okay, whether it's Christmas Day or whatever it is, just go there, man. Just eat the food. Don't ask no questions, man. They don't even know themselves what they are worshiping or who they're worshiping with that celebration. They don't even know it themselves. So just look at it as a invitation to eat some food. Okay, ain't nothing wrong with just eating that food, man. Just going there and eating that food. But remember that those celebrations come with a certain spirit, man. It comes with a certain, vibration, which that's what you got to be aware of. How many families have you heard about, the Christmas nights or the Christmas day wherein they have fights and the whole families are being broken up, because some people came together, they don't like each other and shit like that, or certain irritations are being talked about off the wine. Now there's a whole fight. They don't see each other for 6-7 years, whatever it is, because there's a vibration there, man. Satanic. Okay, Christmas goes back to Saturnalia, okay, which Saturn really means Satan. Okay, but really the point of this video is that you have to arm yourselves with the mentality of the truth of the spirit and not of the world. Arm yourselves with the mentality of being willing to suffer, being willing to go through things for this truth's sake. Okay, Yahushua spoke about the seeds that fell upon stony places. The seed that fell up among the thorns, it got choked up for the cares of this world. The seed that fell upon stony places, he gave up because he caught hell. Okay? The seed among the thorns because of the desires of the riches of this world. Okay? That's what I said in the beginning of this lesson. Satan is going to throw you a bone. If you grab it, he's like, weak ass nigga. You see? I throw you a small little bone. An opportunity to get some money. Look, you greedily jump on it. Greedily you jump to get it. You see? It's just a way for Satan to sift your ass out, man. Okay, so you gotta be strong. You gotta be armed with that mentality to be like, nah, I suffer for righteousness' sake. I suffer within this truth. I follow the footsteps of the Lord. You understand? That's the mentality that you gotta have. Okay, last scripture. Colossians 3:1. If ye then be risen with Yahushua, seek those things which are above, where Yahushua sitteth on the right hand of the Most High. Set your affliction on the things above, not on the things on the earth. For ye are dead, and your life is hid with Yahushua in the Most High. When Yahushua, who is our life, shall appear, then shall ye also appear with him in glory. Okay, so your life rests with Yahushua in the heavens. Set your affections on things above, not on things of the earth. So when this beautiful opportunity appears, you have to weigh it on the weight scale, man, on the balance, like the scripture says. Is this gonna affect the truth, yes or no? Is my affection towards this truth, towards Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, greater than that opportunity that arises? What is greater, man? Am I spiritually stable enough to undertake this thing? Or is this thing that I'm gonna undertake gonna mess me up? Is it gonna make me unstable in the truth? Is it potentially gonna make me fall out of the truth? Those are the things that you gotta consider, man. And stay, prayed up. Very important, man. With every step you take, you pray. The Most High might answer you with a council of brothers. So if you pray for answers, and now brothers pull up on you and want to have a council, don't be all irritated and stuff like that. That might be the Most High answering your prayers. You understand? So yeah, man, with that, I want to give all praises, glory, and the highest honor to Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, Bashem Kakadash. Shalom to the elect.